so much for having me in your store, Taiwo.
Thank you.
I'm most especially excited about this conversation because many years ago, in 2003 to be precise, you sold a pair of trousers for me for 3,000 naira in your parents' BQ. And to see how far you have grown since then, you know, you've received several international awards, you have the state-of-the-art flagship store, you've become a household brand, and you know, I'm totally amazed by it. Yes, I think you've gone really far. And one of the things I'm more amazed about is the fact that it all started in 2001 when you decided to solve a problem for your customers who had ill-fitted thermos pink shirts that you sold to them. So can you just tell us a bit about how it all started?
Initially, I was selling ready-to-wear clothes from abroad. So I brought them in and then sold them to friends in uni. Well, I mean, every now and then they would return it. So it's too big, these things are too long, and stuff like that. I mean, so that sparked something, obviously. You know, that made me realize that maybe it was time for people to start wearing clothes. So immediately, what I decided to do was get fabrics. Because my mom was into stuff like that anyway, so I got fabrics from my mom's supplier, and then gave it to this tailor who used to do the alterations. And I told him, if you can, you know, sew your shirt like this with this standard, and we were in business. And he actually did, and he actually turned out to be better than, you know, the Thomas Spring shirt.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
But how have you been able to bring out the level of excellence we find in your suits? I mean, your suits are like what? You have slick designs, you're very innovative, and the tailoring is very fine. Most people I know can write a book on Nigerian tailors. Like, in fact, I can write a bestseller on Nigerian tailors because of the struggles that we face daily in terms of finishing, excellence. But I've seen your suits here, and they're very perfectly well done. How have you been able to do that?
That's a good question. We've tried to maintain the same people over the years. And even at that, when we bring new people in, we have a set procedure which has been documented on how we do things internally. So we put them through it. Of course, there's a lot of lecturing and training, you know, stuff like that. So to be honest with you, I don't think any business, any fashion business, actually has the answers.
Okay.
Or the solution to the problem on ground. However, I think we've come to realize as a business that the only solution to these things is to reduce the dependency on the tailor, individual tailor.
Okay.
So which means obviously one tailor finishing an item. We've been able to do that on a small scale. So we are doing like if you like, a division of labor. So you have somebody who is cutting the clothes, somebody else is putting in.
So you have like an assembly line?
Yes, a mini assembly line.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, good. Now, you don't do red carpets. You hardly ever feature in fashion shows. You do not do seasonal collections. You don't thrive on controversy. But you've built a brand. I mean, more often than not, the steps I've highlighted are steps that most people use to build their household brands. But you haven't done any of that, but you've built such a strong brand. How have you been able to do that, Taiwo?
For us, because from inception, it's always been about the product, the brand, the product, and not the promoters. I mean, when you put the promoter before the product, then it becomes an issue, because anything can happen to the promoter. But your product, if it's delivering on its promise and is more sustainable as a business that way, you know, I mean, the whole idea is for the business to outlive the promoters, which is my brother and I. As I said again, the only way to do that is to focus on the business.
Okay. Speaking of you and your brother, you started your line in 2001, which was Taiwo Okunoren. In 2002, he joined you in the business because you needed help in a couple of areas. Can you just tell us a bit of the areas where you needed help? Because I understand from what I had read that Anna Wintour had said, the fashion editor-in-chief of Vogue, she had said that it's very unusual to find creative designers who also understand the facts and figures of their business. And essentially, partnership in fashion business is very, very important for sustainability. So what kind of areas would you say that Kehinde has been able to help grow the business that you haven't been able to do as a creative designer?
It has helped me to focus more on creativity by taking care of the promotional bit and the day-to-day, running of the business. I mean, it's only right for a creative to focus on creativity and not business. When you try to pull the two together, it becomes a problem and growth becomes stunted.
Now, at what point did you decide that, you know what, all these 3,000 naira trousers that we're sewing for people like Labo, they're no longer in our target market. Now we're going to start sewing suits from like 120,000 naira and above. Because now, I mean, like nobody believes you whenever I tell them that you guys sew trousers from me once at 3,000 naira. At what point did you realize that, you know, this market, we're not playing in this space?
It wasn't a conscious decision. It was just, I mean, it was a matter of what we were putting in.
Okay.
It came at a cost. Obviously, somebody has to pay for the cost. So obviously, it was reflected in the price. I mean, having said that, the idea, the long-term plan, is to try to scale up the business.
Okay.
So we can appeal to more people. I mean, there's different approaches to it. Because to be honest with you, selling a suit for what, over 200,000 or whatever, is not, that's not where the business is coming from.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
Okay.
And you have to appeal to a wider audience.
Obviously, it's not just suits you make, because obviously you make this and it's not a suit. What else do you have? Suits, casual wears.
It's everything for men, pretty much. Apart from obviously undergarments, we don't do boxers, we don't do vests and things like that. For everything for men, for the African man.
Do you wear clothes by other designers?
That's a big question. Everyone is always asking. No, I don't. I haven't personally. I haven't worn any other, brand in like what, maybe 15 or 14 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because if you ask me, when I make the suits in Nigeria.
But even don't you wear jeans, for example? Do you wear jeans? Do you make, because you don't make jeans? Not yet.
No, we do make jeans.
Oh, you make jeans?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're tailored, they're not ready to wear. So yes, we make jeans. But of course, when it comes to jeans, denim, there are a lot of things I'm attracted to when it comes to fascinated by in terms of other designers. I mean external designers out of Africa or Nigeria. So yes, I have brands that I'm into.
But every other thing,
Yeah, exactly.
You only wear Okunoren Twins.
It has to be Okunoren.
Okay. Now I've noticed that you do have a very healthy relationship with competition, because I've seen a few photos of you with competition out there. I've read about how you talk about one or two designers that are doing well. Is there any reason why you have adopted that approach to your competition?
Yes, as a matter of fact, garment production is the biggest employer of labor. Just trying to put you through things.
In Nigeria?
No, in the world.
Okay, wow.
I mean, the second richest man in the world is into garment production.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important for the industry to grow and seem profitable for investment. And for us to do that, we can't limit it to Okunoren. It has to be about everybody. It's an industry, not a monopoly. So yes, so everybody is important. Nobody is. We don't see anyone as a joker. However,
or as a threat?
I mean, to a large extent, no, we don't see anyone as a threat, because we are consistently being innovative as a business. So when you talk innovation, we're talking about groundbreaking ideas. Innovation not just in designs. It could be your approach to your store design. It could be the way your bags, carry bags look.
Yeah, we can see the store
So
design
it's
here.
innovation across board in terms of communicating the brands. So yeah, so we try to be different. So we are not direct competition to anyone or with any other brand. That's it, really.
Now, you're very innovative, obviously, and I have noticed a bit of a trend with your suits becoming a bit more common out there. Is there any kind of copyright law in Nigeria that helps protect your designs from being copied? Or how do you handle it when you see your designs out there?
That's a great question. Currently, I'm not aware about copyright in Nigeria, so we don't bother ourselves with it.
Okay.
But yes, we've designed a lot of things, a lot of collections, which we see everywhere. People see it as very interesting and they copy it. I mean, copy, they always say, is the best form of flattery.
Yeah, sometimes.
So we can see that way. But however, it's important. I think when you adopt other people's ideas or you reference it, I mean, it's better you mention it as opposed to priding yourself as the originator or the inventor or because I mean, as a brand we get inspiration from places as well, and we always tend to say this is where the inspiration comes.
Now, in this day and age, we get a lot of motivational speakers, books telling you follow your dreams, follow your dreams. Once you follow your dreams, before you know it, you become a billionaire. Is passion enough to become successful in any business?
I mean, passion is it's important because it makes you feel like you're not working, like you're not doing anything, because business becomes effortless. However, in this over-communicated world that we live in, passion won't take it to the next level. The other things.
What are the other things that will take you to the next level?
The X factor.
Give us some insights. What kind of X factor?
Maybe you should talk to Steve Jobs.
Oh, come on. Okay, well, in the fashion industry, with what you have done, I mean, what kind of X factor have you put in to your passion to ensure that you have excelled or are excelling, because your story is still being told?
Yes, it's just doing things differently. We've always done an intuition. I mean, I'm talking to myself. All the ideas the things I create come from dreams.
Oh,
Yeah.
divine inspiration.
If you like.
Okay.
So and everybody has potential for that. That's if you nurture it. So you have to listen to yourself, your own intuition. It's basically intuitive innovation, if you like.
So there's no hard or fast rule. Everyone has to stay in their lane and craft their own path. Would you say? Because I think sometimes there's a model. You don't think there's any kind of model one could use, a template?
If you are not starting, if you're starting small and intend to grow, then you can't follow your model. You want to learn on the job, you have to follow your passion. However, if you're an investor who has a lot of money, you can copy Sarah's model, you can copy Topman's model, and it will work for you.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone who started small, as a young person, you have to have that intuition going when you're working for you. You have to have that passion. It's important.
Okay.
And of course, you have to be willing to learn, make mistakes. Some people see mistakes as the end of the world. Nah, you're just learning.
Okay, fair enough. It's interesting that you say that about passion and stretching, because I was listening to Fela Dorotoye recently, and he was like, when you're working in your passion or with your talent, hard work makes you stretch. But when you're working in an area you're not comfortable in, it actually makes you stress. Absolutely. So it's not easy, but it would stretch you out to continually work.
Absolutely, it drives you. Passion drives you, definitely.
In that path. Then would you say that there's anything called an overnight success? Because interestingly, and please don't laugh, somebody was still talking about you guys the other day. I was like, these guys all of a sudden they just came on the radar. Where did they come from? Do you believe in that concept? Is it even possible to be an overnight success?
in Nigeria, yes, we had cases of people who came from nothing to something.
Okay.
But under normal circumstances, I mean, I don't believe in it. You have to be willing to work for your vision. If you have a clear vision, let the vision drive you with passion, and then it takes you to the next level.
Okay.
So it's hard work, really.
Okay, a lot of hard work. And are you giving back by any chance? I mean, again, as I said, you've gone from local to international. You're building this strong brand. How are you? Are you giving back in any way?
Yes, we are. But, there was an attempt earlier, I think last year or 2 years ago, but the response wasn't particularly favorable. So we tried to put that on pause and then try to work on things that are more related with job creation, which that's in the pipeline.
But like when you say job creation, like what?
For the youth, really.
Okay.
Because if you look at the population of this country, I think 70%, in my statistic right, 70% of the population of this country are youths, and I mean most of them don't have jobs. So it's a way for people like us, because we're categorized in that bracket, we are youths as well. So it's a way for us to influence this by trying to create opportunity.
On a final note, what's the end goal for the Okunoren Twins brand?
I doubt if there will be, if I can answer that question properly, because the moment we have achieved something, something else comes up that we want to achieve. So if you ask me, it's endless.
Oh wow.
Yes, and so far I don't think we have gotten anywhere close. So when you talk about end goal, we're not close.
So every day is...
So there's always something new that we want to work on. Because I mean, the system that we find ourselves in is a developing system. So there's always something new to do. I mean, if we're based in the UK or America, it's a different case where the system is developed and there's only so much you can do to have an impact. But Nigeria is different. There's so much to be done to impact people's lives or the system in general. Yeah, so it's the end goal. If I tell you I do the end goal, I'm lying to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time, Taiwo. Appreciate
Welcome.
Appreciate letting us into your store.